Okay, so we're always looking for patterns. You know, so for this particular pattern we were talking about, root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3. Here's our string circle. String 1, string 2, string 3, string 4, string 5. Okay? Now if I want to start on string 2, on root 2, 3, it'd be root 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6, then 7, root 2, 3, 4. Okay, then 5, 6, 7, then root 2, 3 on string 6. Because there's only 5 elements in that circle. So we started on 2 and we went to 6. It works. So these are which strings you would play. You just go in a circle. Now where you start, you're going to play this circle. And no matter where you start, and no matter what string you start on, you know you're going to play the circle around. Okay. So that's that particular scheme there. So you can see how to play this particular fretboard. You're going from here up to here. All right, we talked about maybe some cages there. Let's just look at the look at this one. Now we've got this was I'm down C tuned usually. I'm usually down C tuned. Okay, so the problem is with this particular note map, even though I'm down C tuned, okay, so this is my C. I know it is because that's where I want my strings. I know where those strings are. I've labeled it so that's an E, so I can see my roots here, even though those roots are A flats. Okay, so we've covered that. We're going to fix that this year as we go along when I get a new get the new inlays in. Maybe have them available for people. I don't know if you people want to risk putting this stuff on your instrument. I'll get the I'll be using the vinyl, and the vinyl comes off, especially when you're putting it in place. If you get it wrong, I did my violin and I had to take the whole thing off and just adjust it. Because remember, violins don't have fret nuts, so you can put one, you just roll it on. And I had to take the whole thing off and adjust it. It didn't rip or anything. But when it comes to taking it off after 2 years, you use a little bit of Goo Gone and a soft edge worn down little like old screwdriver or something, and gently clean it all off, clean it up, and then then you can reapply it with a new one. So what we have here is originally I was down C tuned here, and then you guys here are tuned to this. Okay, so E would be the third, A would be the sixth of C, D is the second of C, G string open is the fifth of C, B string is the seventh of C, and so on. So I just labeled these, let's try and see what's happening here. So remember, this particular ramp is root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, root 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got the root 2, 3 string shape linked with the 3, 4, 5 string shape. If I'm not mistaken, let's look that. Here it is, root 2, 3, 4, 5. But that's not the only way to do it. As a matter of fact, I like the idea of modally linking them. Modally. It seems simpler. Okay? Because that way we get the modes. We get a cage that starts on the Lydian fourth. We get a cage, of course we always have a cage that starts on the Locrian, because 7 root 2 is the 7th, right? So our E cage, we love to play our E cage. Here's an EC. E-shaped root there, but you could always drop it down to the 7th for that Locrian scale. See, I still did the root scale, but it actually goes. Okay, That's your Locrian scale. It's embedded into the E box. So your E box, you know, there's your root pentatonic. Here's your Locrian. Okay, the Locrian pentatonic. Okay, if you wanted to do the Locrian pentatonic, we'll check the next chart. Luckily, I have it right here. Isn't this amazing, folks? This is part of it. Now, we would have to do, this is done in long patterns, but guess what? The E box, this is the E box here. In short patterns. You don't have to do the long pattern to get that E. Now you're going to have to do a real long pattern to get a nice half diminished pentatonic, because these things are all over the place. As everyone knows, you have the 7 to the 2, and then you have 2 to the 4, and the 4 to the 7 is this augmented fourth. So from here, your fourth is up here instead of straight up. Okay, so you'll be, you know, doing longer patterns when you get into it. It's a little difficult. I did show some half diminished patterns in chart 299. Okay, we could look at that for a second. Right, so this is chart 299. All right, we're recording. So yeah, these are your half diminished. If you wanted to take that long half diminished arpeggio, that double minor, and you wanted to scrunch it into the regular cage system, this is what you'd have in the C box. Okay, you'd have 4, 7, 4, 6, 2, 4. They're all over the place. In the A box, you know, you'd have 4, 7, 4. Okay, and this is a little chord here in the A box here. And I remember this is down tune 2, so it'd be something like this. It'd be. So this is actually 7. This is actually in the A box there. Sorry, here's our chord. I didn't find it. It's 7, 4, 6, 2. Like that. Or you could do the 4, 2, 7 right here. 4, 2, 7. I don't know if we covered this the other day. 4, 2, 7, and then the 6 up here. Now don't be afraid of that 6, because here's our half diminished 7th. That falls right into C major 7th, D minor 7th, E minor 7th, F major 7th, G dominant 7th, A minor 7th, and then B half diminished 7th. So that is a cool note to hit, the 6th. In the G box, you know, again, we've got these half diminished chords here that I've kind of mapped out. And down here it talks about the shape it would be in. So let's just look at one of them, and then we'll get back to what we were talking about in the regular discussion. So this is a G minor diminished 5th shape. So let's look at the G minor shape. Here's G major would be root 3, 5. Your G major shape, root 3, 5, root 3, 5, root. There's your G major right there. There's its 6. There's its root. Big old G, you know, big old G major. Let's do that. Where is it? There it is. Here's a G-shaped C coming out in A flat. Okay, so here's our G major shape. Now we're going to drop it down 1 half step to the 7th, and we're going to do a G minor shape. Oh, wait. wait a minute, but we're going to diminish